Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Prime Chelsea Talk, where we deliver you all of Chelsea news, Chelsea talk, as it says in the name, and anything to do about the club. Big Chelsea fan myself, my co host, who's back from his holiday in 3 days, will be on the channel, hopefully, in the next 3 days or 4 days. So, yeah, I can see we've already got a few comments going. We've got Will. Big up Will first, big Newcastle fan Will. And then we've got Yusuf Wellin. Don't know what you're on about there, mate, but I appreciate the comment. He is going to be my co-host. But yes, I did ask Yusuf to make an intro, and he said, I'll make an intro. Thank you very much, Yusuf. But today, we are going to be talking about the first game of the season, Chelsea versus Everton, or Everton versus Chelsea, whichever way you look at it, which ended Everton 0, Chelsea 1. Now, it was an interesting game. I went to the pub to watch it, as you do, first game of the season. I thought we played well. I thought we played really well, not really well, but I thought we did well enough to win. Yes, it was a penalty, but we was a better team that day. We were much better than Everton. We made them look good at times, but overall, I do feel like we probably should have won that game at least 2 or 3. I had us to win 2-0, but I did get the whole us winning right. Unfortunately, this week I did lose. I didn't win. I'd say I lost. I didn't win the predictions on the 8092 Reds podcast. Go check them out if you have not. Will Yusuf put their link in the comments? That would be great, and obviously put my link in there because why wouldn't you? But anyway, we we played. Again, I wouldn't say really well. We played well enough to win the game, but I do also think overall we've definitely improved from preseason for sure. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Will says we desperately need a striker after losing Werner. We never gave Werner the chance up front in the first place. Out of 2 seasons, which is almost 100 games, you get 50 games a season, including cup competitions. He played about 15 games of those 100 games on the wing or just behind the striker. He's a striker. He's not a winger. Like, I don't get. Obviously, yeah, he's not very good, but he never got that chance. When we first signed him, the first 5 games he played up front, he did really well. Won loads of penalties, got a few assists, scored a few goals. But after that, what happened there? I don't know. But overall, yesterday, big fan of Cucurella. I have to say, coming off the bench and performing really well. Played a really good pass into Raza, who is Raheem Sterling. I'm going to call him Raza from now on. But yeah, Raheem Sterling, who unfortunately didn't score, but it got blocked and then went wide. And I think we had something to see like 16 corners. But yeah, if we look at the stats, obviously we were dominant, had more possession, more shots. It was our game to lose. After the first half, we got the goal at 18 minutes. Stoppage time, 8 in the first half, 10 in the second half. It was crazy. Obviously, the first half we had Godfrey going down injured, and then the second half something happened in the crowd. Was it? I don't remember, but something did happen. I was in the pub, like I said, watching it. But we've got 7:05. How you doing, mate? Let me know what you thought of the game. Overall, we performed well. Probably should have scored a few more goals, but I feel like Raza was robbed of a man of the match performance. Don't get me wrong, Thiago Silva performed well. He was up against Damari Gray one-on-one a few times. Didn't win the race, but won the battle. He was up against Gordon a few times. Didn't win the race, but won the battle. The experience of Thiago Silva is going to come in a lot this season. He won't be able to play the full 90 minutes every game due to his age, but I'm confident enough that he can put in a shift this season, sign another 1-year deal, and be sort of a fringe player when we get Fofana in, maybe when we bring in another younger centre back, maybe in January or next summer. But I'm a big fan of Cucurella. Big fan. Koulibaly performed really well before we got injured. And Raza's just a baller, isn't he? He was definitely our best player on the day. Phone's going off. Forgot to put it on silent. 5+7 says, not the best game, but we looked a bit lackluster and we need a goal scorer badly. Yeah, we do. We do need a goal scorer. Playing Sterling through the middle wasn't what I had in mind. I thought Sterling and Havertz were knocking it with each other quite well. Have we lost the sub? Oh no, we gained one. It was on 36. We're on 37 now. Thank you very much, whoever subbed. I think we need that. Well, I don't think we need. I know we need a goal scorer. I know we need a bit more cover in the midfield. Kante, we know how good Kante can be on his day, but Saturday he was a bit. He lost the ball quite a lot, but he did win it back a few times, I have to say. But 40 now, Jesus, who's got the? Okay. Well, I don't know if that's a troll. Are we? I'm gonna check. Oh my god, we are. Thank you to everyone who subbed. Whether it's your second account, your mum's account, it doesn't matter. They all count at the end of the day. But yeah, thanks for subscribing anyway. To whoever, thank you, Yusuf, for tweeting it out. Thank you very much. And we'll definitely, it's free. It's free. Just like the like button, it's free. There's no reason you shouldn't be doing it. Even if you dislike the video, you're giving me you're giving me a view. You're giving me everything. Right, I'll say it here, Yusuf, you can agree with me. Once we hit 100 subs, we should do something special, maybe a little giveaway, maybe a little special episode where we, I don't know, go out to a game or something, even if it's a cup game against Grimsby, who cares? A game's a game. But more on the game that was on Saturday, 5:30. I was on the football show with the 8092 Reds podcast boys. Earlier the day, I had to watch Spurs win, unfortunately, but they do look good. Big up panel and chat. I'm the only one on the panel, mate. Chelsea perspective, go and check these guys out because they are on the rise. I've been watching their content a little bit recently. They've been they're on the rise. They've got a few thousand. They're doing well. Big up to you. Chelsea perspective. Don't know who it is. There's a few of them on there, and we've got Fahim in. Big up Fahim. Thank you for coming joining. Yusuf said we can go to the game, George, but we can't film it because of copyright. I don't know how Thogden does it because he films a pitch. Well, if we go and we do film it, we can just do what Lewis does. We just film our reactions, We need to be sharper or Spurs will give us a hiding. I think we'll be fine. I don't think, obviously Spurs looked really, really good against Southampton. Southampton did go 1-0 up, but I was watching the game. I was more impressed with Southampton than I was with Spurs. Spurs were predicted to win the game, but Southampton gave them a game. Southampton, if they took their chances, that could have been a 4-4, 5-5 game, 5-4 game. Southampton had a lot of chances, but Spurs were lucky and took their chances as a team of that stature should. Lots of big teams slow and not ready. I mean, Liverpool drawing to Fulham is a big result for Fulham, and 2 points dropped from Liverpool. That if Fulham stay up by a point, they're obviously going to look at the first game of the season. We drew to Liverpool. Mitrovic is definitely a bit of a dark horse this year for fantasy football, I think. I know a few people had him and then took him out. Luke from the 892 Reds podcast did that. My cousin did that, and he did lose a few points because of it. I got lucky though, because after Saturday, I was very far behind. I was below the average score and all that. But then Haaland, who was my captain, banged 2 goals, so I got 26 points with him, so he boosted me up a lot. And then I had was it Cancelo, or I think it was Diaz at the back. Well, it might have been Cancelo. I think it was Cancelo, and he got me 5 points with a clean sheet. So tip for this year, my tip for this after the first game week, my tip for this year's fantasy is get Mitrovic in your team, because he can prove. He's proven that he can score against the big boys after scoring against Liverpool twice, one time from the penalty spot. But hey ho. Yep, thank you all. I did have Cancelo. Nice of you to remind me, because I couldn't. I think Yusuf had Diaz. I think that's what it was. Because I was playing Yusuf in the head-to-head league, and I was like, well, I hope City still win, but I need Diaz to like either get sent off, a yellow, or to score an own goal, so he gets minus points. But he didn't. 5+7 Mitro, I think, will be much better this year. Has matured a lot and got a point to prove. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, last season he smashed Ivan Toney's record from the season before, and we all thought that Ivan Toney's record would stand for a long time, because that was an unreal season from Toney. And then Mitrovic the next season banged 40 goals in the championship, something like that. Like 50 goals over the season, including cup competitions. It was unreal. Absolutely unreal. And he's already got 2 this year after one game against a team that were involved in 3 cup finals last year, League Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, and then lost the league by a point. And I mean, they've obviously, they sold Mane, but they brought in Darwin Núñez. They brought in Carvalho. They've strengthened in a way. Obviously, they've got a big midfield loss in Thiago. They haven't got, and Kate is injured, Ox is injured. But you can find all of this info on the 8090 Reds podcast. Go over there and subscribe. It's free. Do it. But yeah, looking at the game week and looking at next week's game against Spurs, it's going to be a tight one. I think Spurs might just edge it. It is at Stamford Bridge, and we don't normally let them beat us at Stamford Bridge. I think in the last 30 years, they've only beat us twice at Stamford Bridge. In 30 years, that's 30 games plus cup competitions. They've only ever beat us twice. You're looking at about 40 games in the last 30 years at Stamford Bridge against Spurs. And they've only beaten us twice. Hopefully that record stays, because we've been very good against Spurs recently. I don't think we've lost to them since 2018. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But either way, we're looking good. I would love to see. I don't think Chilwell will start, but I think he won't get the full game. He's still not 100% fit, which is why Cucurella was coming on, and he looked good. And there we go, Fahim backing me up. We beat him 4 times, 4 clean sheets last season. We played them 4 times. Yeah, that's what I mean. That was like the first time we'd lost to them at Stamford Bridge in a long time. In a long time. And we did finally beat the Goodison Park curse. Everton, I wouldn't call it the Goodison Park curse, because I think it was just Everton hadn't lost their opening game of the season, or was it their first home game of the season in the last 10 years? I can't remember. But either way, we did break the curse. In the league and the cup. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, we got the win. We've got 3 points. That's all that matters. Player ratings. Mendy made 1 corking save. Didn't have to do much other than that. Made a few good saves, actually. So I'll give him a 7. Back 3. Azpilicueta played well. I'll give him a 7. Thiago Silva, I'll give it an 8. Koulibaly, I'll give a 7.5. This is just the starting 11, by the way. Jorginho, 7.5. Kante, 6.5. Wasn't too impressed with him, if I'm honest. I know we won the game, but I want to see more from N'Golo Kante, because we know how good he is. Yeah, definitely. The backline was solid. Who else did we play? Wing backs, Reece James did all right. I'll give him a 6.5. Again, he didn't do much, but left wing back Chilwell, for his first competitive game back since injury, I'm going to give him a 7. I think he was solid. Right wing was Mount. I'll give him a 6.5. Havertz, I'll give him a 6.5, and Raza, I'm giving a 9. Big up Raza. Raza's Raheem Sterling for everyone that didn't hear at the start. Yusuf's going to bring it up. Havertz was a bit poor. Yeah, I agree, mate. I definitely agree, and he needs to improve. First game of the season, I'm not too worried. If it's consistent, then I'll get worried. But I'm still confident in Havertz for Chelsea this season. Chilwell won the penalty as well. Yeah, that's a good point. He did win the penalty. Anyone who had him on fantasy got an extra point for that, or 2 points. Mendy made a great save, but other than that, was rarely troubled. I mean, he made the save where he tipped it over the bar from, was it a header? And then he saved one from close range when it was a bit of pinball in the box after an Everton counter-attack. So that's why I gave him a 7. I feel like he did what he needed to do. Fahim says Sterling looked good, but his teammates around him didn't give him enough support, in my opinion. And that's what I think was the problem with Havertz. Yusuf, we spoke about this on WhatsApp the other on Saturday at half time. Havertz didn't really get much support. He didn't get much service, but he did make a few good passes. Sterling, I feel like him and Sterling linked up well, in a sense. Not amazingly, obviously, because probably could have got more goals. But if that's a sign of things to come from them two, then I think Sterling needs to play through the middle more, because I feel like Havertz cuts in, Sterling drifts a bit wide, and they swap up throughout the game, sort of that false 9 position, centre forward, number 9, however you want to look at it. But I genuinely think we look all right. I'm confident going into Spurs. Yeah, he does. He's a bit heavy-footed, but he's quick on the ball. He's got good feet. He does make a lot of good passes. It's just that finishing. He needs to improve that finishing. And Raza needs to improve that finishing. But yeah, Broja looked good. Broja looked good. How do you say? Is it Broja with like Y, or Broja je? Let me know. But either way, Broja looked good as well coming off the bench. I'm not too sure where he played. Did he go up front? I don't know. I don't know if he went up front. I think he did. Or did he go on the wing? I don't know. Yeah, Broja did have a good cameo. I want to keep him, says Yusuf. I want to keep him. I mean, it's a big risk if we start him for the whole season up front, but like I've said this on loads of shows before, including this show on 890 Reds podcast, Jamie Phillips. I've even said it on Grizz Khan's show. Broja needs to be slowly developed into the team. And he needs a bit of help from the likes of Raza, Mount, Havertz, Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, he did play up front. But I think Broja needs to be slowly developed into the team. He got a lot of game time at Southampton last season. Whether he got enough game time, like starts and not being subbed off, whether he got enough games where he played the full 90 minutes, I'm not too sure. I didn't watch much of Southampton last year. They did almost go down. But I'm still happy with him because he had a good cameo, as Yusuf said. For once, Yusuf makes a good point. Just joking. Love you, Yusuf. But overall, I'm happy with the performance we put in. I'm happy with the cameos. That Cucurella made a really good cameo. I think he was solid. Loftus-Cheek coming on at right wing back. He put in a shift. He was unreal at right wing back for 20-25 minutes. And I can tell you, I played my first ever 11-a-side Sunday League game yesterday, and I played left back, and I'm right-footed, and it was difficult, but I feel like it was a preseason friendly. I've got massive blisters on my toes because I was wearing boots that weren't mine, because I don't have any studs, but I've got to get. And there was patches of sand in the middle of the bloody centre circle. One on the other side of the pitch when we played on the second half. It was dodgy. I did roll my ankle though. But I'm okay. Don't worry, guys. I know you're all crying, thinking, "Oh, Georgie, okay." I'm joking. We might have to play Loftus-Cheek at right wing back. Honestly, if Reece James gets injured, I would not be worried at all. I would not mind Loftus-Cheek to play at right wing back. Like, Gallagher didn't put a foot wrong in the 30 seconds we was on. I think once again, 30 seconds. He'll get more game time. I don't think he'll play against Spurs, but he'll play against Bournemouth. He'll play the cup games. He'll play when he's needed. If we get an injury, I'm sure he can come and do a shift. James's crosses were atrocious. He's a shooter. He's not a crosser. He has got a good ball on him. Those corners were awful. It's 2022 and we still can't beat the first man. Yeah, I thought James was average. It was a bit average overall, yeah. James looked a bit unfit. Yeah, he did at times. He wasn't sort of running as fast as he could. Needs a better game next week. Well, the whole team needs a better game next week. I've got my tip for next week is a Razza goal. Being up Razza. I love the name Razza. But when Dele Alli came on, I was like, oh, they're going to score 97th minute equaliser, and it's going to be Dele Alli. He always scores against us. Luckily, he didn't. But I was talking to this guy who was sat on the sofas watching on the big screen. I was sat next to this guy, and he was like, "Oh, Dele Alli always scores." I was like, "Yeah, watch. He's going to score." Should we start Cucurella? He looked good when he came on. I don't think we should start him against Spurs. Start Chilwell against Spurs. Bring Cucurella on later. He looked good when he came on. I think at the moment, Chilwell's obviously, we know Chilwell's our best left wing back. Alonso's leaving. Justice for Marcos Alonso because Yusuf hates him. A lot of people saying Cucurella should start. Chilwell did look a bit rusty, but he's not 100% fit. I'd say, okay, yeah. Thinking about it, Cucurella should start against Spurs. Same team against Spurs, but Cucurella at left wing back rather than Chilwell because Chilwell isn't 100% fit. We're playing a really good Spurs team, and I want to win. So, who doesn't want to beat Spurs? Who does not want to beat Spurs? They're trophyless. I had a bit of beef with a Spurs fan on Twitter this morning. Yusuf will tell you. He was, saying that I'm plastic because apparently I've only been a Chelsea fan since 2012 when we won the Champions League. Even though I live 3-4 minute walk away from the ground, apparently it means I'm plastic. Would love to smash Spurs next week as they're thinking the league is theirs already. Need to be taken down a peg or two. I mean, even last season we played them third, fourth game of the season, and we beat them 3-0. All defenders scored, and they looked good. The couple games they were winning their games. They had a really good preseason. So, I mean, it's sort of a similar thing. We've got Razza now, we've got Koulibaly now, we've got Cucurella now. Our team's a lot stronger. Obviously, losing Rudiger is a big miss, but Koulibaly's coming to fill that. Aggressive, knows what he's doing. He's got great experience. Jorginho's still looking good. Pegging them passes left, right, and centre. Kante needs to improve for next week, even though I know he loves playing against Spurs. He's got a few goals against Spurs recently. This is where we need Alonso on the pitch to score a free kick against Spurs. He always scores against Spurs. But that's what Cucurella's for. Cucurella's going to come and smash them. Spurs will be a hard game. They improved their team, and Conte has got his team playing well. Yeah, Spurs look really good. But like I said, I was more impressed with Southampton, despite the scoreline did not flatter them at all. But it flattered Spurs. It did flatter Spurs. But Southampton, I thought, after the first two Spurs goals went in, Southampton were the better team. The second Spurs goal went against the run of play. The third Spurs goal went against the run of play, and the fourth one was a bit unfortunate. But I think Southampton played well against Spurs, and hopefully they don't play like they did against Southampton. Hopefully they don't take their chances. They're playing against a better team, better goalie, better defence. It'll be hard to break down. Kane and Son worries me. Kulusevski worries me. They've got Bissouma. They've got Perisic. He looked good off the bench. I had him in my team. Why is he on the defenders for fantasy? That's something I want to know. Why is he on defenders? He's a winger and you're a midfielder, like a left midfielder. He ain't a left back. He ain't a left wing back. I'm a left back. I played left back yesterday. I don't know what that's all about. But hey, he gets more points. If he scores goals, gets assists, he gets more points. And he'll get a clean sheet bonus if they keep a clean sheet, which they failed to do. But, question for the chat. Not score predictions. Overall, After our first sort of, what's the word? First game experience, not experience. Oh, what's the word? I don't know the word. But after watching the first game, are you more hopeful for the season, or do you think about the same, or do you think, oh, I can't see us doing well this year? Because I think after watching us on Saturday, I'm a bit more confident. We held the ball well, made the right passes, did the simple things right, and I can't stress enough. The last stream I stressed this so much. Do the simple things and you'll win football matches. Don't need to do these flicks. You don't need to do these rainbow nutmeg things. Like, don't need to happen. Like, well, I know you're not a Chelsea fan, but where did you have Chelsea to finish this year? Did you have them fifth? Did you have them in the top four? I've got them finishing fourth. I've got Spurs finishing third. But hey, Yusuf 5+7 for him. What are you expecting now after watching the first game of the season? Are we better than you thought we was going to be? Are we worse than you thought we was be? Are we about what you thought we was going to be? I think we're better than I thought we. I was expecting us to lose to Everton, if I'm honest. I know I had us to win 2-0, but I'm a Chelsea fan, of course. Fifth or fourth, says Will. Fair enough. I've still got us to finish fourth, but a bit more comfortably than I did, because I had us to finish fourth by a few points. We defo need an attacker and the centre back. The centre back depth is so thin. I hope we become less rusty against Spurs. I mean, the fact, obviously we got Cucurella in and we loaned out Colwill, which is a good move for him. Very good move for him and Brighton, who just beat Man United. Less said about Man United, the better. Fourth or third, says for him. That's a fair result. Yeah, we do. Fofana's supposed to be coming in. Too much money. Too much money. Way too much money. It's just ridiculous how much money. Absolutely ridiculous how much money we're going to pay for him. But we need him, and he's a good centre-back. I still think top four is a touch and go. I honestly think just outside as rebuilding year with new owners, yeah? Sort of agree. We're going to learn out Sartre Monaco as well. That's another centre-back gone. Who have we got back up? Chalobah. And that's it. Oh, we're even playing Dave right centre back, which he did play there when we won the league under Conte. So, yeah, Leicester squeezing as much money as they can from us. Yeah, we've got new owners. They're going to want to raise the price tag up a bit. It's expected. It is expected. Mods, can we get Fahim's link in the chat? Will, Yusuf, you're the mods, I think. I don't know. Yeah, get that link in the chat, guys. We have Ziyech as a backup centre-back. Well, we're sorted then, lads. We're going to win the league if we got Ziyech. He's the best centre-back in the world, isn't he? Van Dijk, who? We got Hakim Ziyech at centre-back. Oh, well. Who else is out there, though? Ignore the bike going past. Who else is out there, though? I don't know who else is out there as a centre-back, a potential centre-back. I'm not sure. Havertz backup centre-back, clean sheets, yeah. Get Lascelles. No, Will. He's shocking. I don't normally swear on it, but he's shit. He's absolute dog shite. I had a big debate with Will yesterday. He said Joe Linton's one of the best centre midfielders in the league, and I said I could name 20 midfielders in the league better than him, and I named 20 midfielders in the league better than him. Sorry, Will, I had to put that out there. Sunderland can have him, yeah, definitely. Send him to Sunderland. Maybe they'll get promoted with him. But yeah. What else can I talk about? I don't know what else I can talk about. I've been sat here half an hour rambling on. I won't really talk about Spurs game at the moment. I know I've spoken about it a little bit, but towards the weekend, I'll do a preview for it. Hopefully, we can get some guests on for that. Yusuf should be back for that. So we might just do me and him. the reliable source he is. For those of you that are in our WhatsApp chat, will know what we're talking about. It's become a meme. It has become a meme. There's a lot of memes that we have. The one of the man holding the sign. What's happening with FDJ? Frankie De Jong. Tell me a minute. Nothing. I don't think we're getting him. He wants to stay at Barcelona. Barcelona don't want him. He's going to stay there, not get paid. Why would you want to stay at a club where you're not going to get paid and they're not going to exist in the next 2 years? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me at all. They need to make sense of it. They're buying all these players. Yeah, De Jong doesn't want to leave, but he won't mind going Chelsea because we have UCL football. Barcelona don't have UCL football. Man United don't have UCL football. They've been linked with him. The only other club that really need him desperately is Liverpool because they need another centre midfielder for backup. But they've been going on for they're thinking about going in. They've been linked with Mateus Nunes from Sporting Lisbon. They might sue him as well. Why would Barcelona sue Frankie De Jong? Is that a way for them to make money? Yeah, buying players that they can't register. And they want to earn money from winning trophies and prize money. It does not make sense. They want to win the Champions League. They want to win the league. They want to win the Copa del Rey. They want to win all this shaz. But they can't register the players that they've bought with the loan that they just use the loan money. Yeah, put 500 million aside of that loan money, put it into the debt. Use the remaining 200 million on wages and buying players. Get me into that Barcelona club. I will happily be their their head of the board of directors, and I'll make it happen. Can we start a petition for that? Can we start a petition for that? It's like, just get me in there. I'm having a rant here for no reason about Barcelona. Like, it's just silly. It's just silly. Yeah, it's because of the wages situation. That's the whole point. He has to be paid at one point, but Barcelona don't have the money to pay. They're gambling their future. If it doesn't pay off, they're screwed. No one's going to buy him. No one's got... The only person in the world that has the money at the moment that was still sort of linked to football or recently was linked with football is Roman Abramovich that can pay that money off. He's worth something like 20 billion. That's pocket money to him, the 1.5 billion that they've got. Mate, like, he ain't going to buy him. Why is he going to want to buy Barcelona? They've screwed us over so many times. He got forced to sell Chelsea. He did not want to sell Chelsea. I'm happy we've got a new owner like Todd Bowley. He knows what he's doing. The Saudis can buy it. No, the Saudis are happy with Newcastle at the moment. They're going to transform that club. I know Will's in the chat and he's watching. Newcastle will be a top 6 team. They'll kick Man United out. They're going to win the league before Man United do. They're going to win a cup before Spurs do. I've already said on Connor's channel, the Cop Council, go check him out. I've said, if Spurs win a trophy this year, I will wear a Spurs shirt. If they win a trophy, I'll put on a Spurs shirt. I mean, I've worn Fulham shirts. I've worn so many. Like, you can see all the shirts I've got over there. I haven't worn West Ham. I haven't worn Arsenal. I haven't worn Spurs. I would, you know. But they can literally buy anyone with a click. They don't want. I don't think the Saudis will go in for them. They've got Newcastle. They're happy. Spain and EU won't let a Russian buy them currently, plus ownership rules. Yeah. Abramovich won't even go near Barcelona, even if he wanted to. They won't let it. We winning a cup next 2 or 3 seasons. Honestly, I think you need to go on a good cup run this year. If Newcastle get quarterfinals, semi-finals of the FA Cup, trip to Wembley in the semi-finals, they could probably sell that whole stadium out on their own. Let's say they play us. They bring more fans than us, easy. Will's been saying to me for the last like 2-3 weeks that they need a bigger stadium, and at first I was like, nah, no, you don't. And like hearing that he was like 40,000th on a list to get for a pre-season ticket, crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. That club, honestly, Newcastle are a big club, big, huge fan base, massive fan base. I'm happy with no cup, but a cup is a bonus. Yeah, like League Cup final, like I was distraught that we lost it. FA Cup final, I was distraught that we lost it because was it up until 2020? We had a no, it was 2021. 16 trophies in 16 years, and we won not last year, so it's 16 trophies in 17 years. Our stadium needs more seats, mate. Did you see the back end of last season? Couldn't even sell 20,000 tickets, mate. And that was after the takeover when we was allowed to sell tickets. I think now I do agree with that though, because was it last season we couldn't sell tickets, no one really cared towards the end. We were comfortable in top four, and then this year we've got new owners, new players, people who want to go and watch. We don't need success, we just want a team that tries. I think it will come to a point where you're going to be a good team, top 6 team, but you're not going to win anything and you're going to be a bit frustrated. We've got this team, we need to win something. Success is something obviously you guys are going to want after a few years. Like, if you won a trophy within the next 2 to 3 years, like you should be over the moon with that. Your last trophy was a championship. The championship. Like, you won the championship. That was your last trophy. You were in the Europa League, 2011? Like, just over 10 years ago. Like, you should be pushing for Conference League this year, I think. I don't think you'll get it, but you should be pushing for it. You know, it's just one of them things. Like, you need to be pushing for these things because you've got the money, you've got a decent squad. Your best player is Bruno Guimaraes. He's a top player. He's not quite world class yet, but he is a top player. You've got Callum Wilson up front. If he stays fit, he can easily bang 15, 20 goals a season. Miggy Almiron, unreal. I used to think he was pants. I remember watching him last season, saying he was absolute poo. But he's transformed over pre-season. He had a really good pre-season, and he was definitely your man of the match against Forest. All I've known is Ashley, so long as we do well, top half every season, and win a cup run, I don't mind. That's the thing, though. Like, me and Yusuf were brought up in the Abramovich era, winning trophies every season, spending 100, 200 million every season. You were brought up in the Ashley era, which I know you don't like to talk about it, but getting relegated, winning the championship, 2 seasons later, getting relegated, winning the championship, fighting relegation for a few seasons, maybe the odd mid-table finish. Now you've got the Saudis. You've got to be pushing. And this is coming from a fan who was brought up in the era that we won everything over. Like, we've won everything in my lifetime. Like, we really have won everything in my lifetime. In the last 18 years, we've won every single trophy available to us. But the Conference League, I'm gutted we haven't won the Conference League yet, guys. I'm gutted. Oh well. Newcastle have a massive fan base, but a single club city. That's true. If London had one club, everyone would support them. They'd have the biggest fan base in England, if not the world. Like, Manchester's got 2 teams. One team that doesn't have fans, and one team whose fans live in London. So, you know, City should have more fans. You know, Liverpool is half and half in Liverpool. You've got some Everton fans, some Liverpool fans. You know, we need the Papa John's Trophy. That's not been available to us, mate. You need to be League 1, League 2 for that kind of soccer ball, mate. George, close the window. We can hear the cars. Oh, give it up, man. It's part. They're trying to. It's part of the nature. You want to be part of the stream. It's part of the nature, mate. I'll close the window for the next stream. I did forget. You could probably hear the siren going. Even if I close the window, you could hear the siren. Like I was on Luke's stream the other day, and the window was closed, the curtain was closed. You could still hear the siren. Yusuf, you literally live in the next block. You know what it's like. I know you live at the back of it, but you know. But yeah. Anyway, I've been rambling for 40 minutes. God. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you to everyone for joining. We've hit 40 subs. Big up. Let's get to 100 before tomorrow. No, I'm joking. We'll get to 100. I'm sure we will. Yeah, I can hear it as well. Yeah, I know you can, mate. We've been on streams together where you'll hear it either whichever way they're going. You'll hear it in your house or on your camera before you can hear it on mine. But oh well. But yeah. As Yusuf says, take care, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Thank you for the 3 new subscribers that we gained. Second account, mum accounts, nan's accounts. Who cares? They're subscribers at the end of the day. And we'll see you guys later.